Assalamu alaikum, everyone, and welcome back to another live stream where we will be participating in a discussion with some wonderful individuals again today. I know that you've seen some of our live streams in the past where we've talked to different collaborators and different partners of Zero Olympiad Season 2. However, today this live stream is extremely special and it's a bit unique because instead of talking to change makers in their society, or instead of talking to, let's say, partners of Zero Olympiad. Today, will be talking to some of the participants who are joining us all from the United Kingdom. So we are very glad to have them, and we're very glad that they are able to join us today. We have Fayad, Rufaida, and Soda. Um, Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. How are you guys?
I'm good. I'm okay today.
Um,
Yeah, I'm doing fine today. Thank you.
I'm also doing great today. How about you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for asking. Do you guys want to introduce yourself one by one and say what school you're from and what grade you're in, and anything about yourself that you would want our viewers to know?
Yes, please.
Yeah, go ahead. You can start one by one. Fad?
My name is Fayed Rahman, and I go to Valence Primary School in the UK in London. I'm in year 6, and my favorite thing to do in my spare time is coding. I also like to play with my friends sometimes online, and I especially like to show them things that I'm working on or anything like that. So, yeah.
Thank you so much. Rufada?
Thank you. So my name is Rufaida Manoa, and I'm 10 years old, from London, and I'm in year 5. I go to Bigland Green Primary School, and some things that I like to do is I really like art and animation and things like that, and I also like talking to my friends at school. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. Well, how about you, Sada?
Oh, hello. My name is Sauda Bint Ahmed. I'm in year 7. I'm 11 years old. And in primary school, I was school counselor for 2 years.
Good job, and thank you so much for joining us today, all of you. So I know that all of you are participants of Zero Olympiad, and even though this is based in Bangladesh, you guys have all joined us from the UK, so thank you for that. I just wanted to ask you one by one, what inspired you to join Zero Olympiad from the UK? And yeah, the three of you can answer this, so in whatever order you guys want to go.
Okay. So, what inspired me to join Zero Olympiad is at first I saw it on social media and I became very interested. And since I want to be an expert in IT when I grow up, I found it good that if I learn about the world's affairs, it will help me change the world with IT development. So, I thought it was a great idea to learn about the SDGs and join Zero Olympiad.
Thank you so much. We're glad to have you.
So, what inspired me to join Zero Olympiad is at first my parents introduced me to this program, and then I understood it a little bit more, and I found out that it was to help the world be a better place, and I want to help the world be a better place, so I decided to join.
Oh, so I got inspired to join Zero Olympiad is because when I got to know about it from my mom, I asked her why was the name like Zero, and then I studied about Zero Olympiad through online. Then I found out the aim of Zero Olympiad is to educate and empower young people so that they can address Olympiad to sustainable development goals like zero poverty, zero hunger, and zero emission. I felt like I was chosen to be that person and to help my world.
Thank you so much. I think it's really inspiring to see that all of you, had you had your own story and you had your own reason. For example, Fayad is especially interested in IT, right? So this shows that even though you guys have different interests, Rufaida's interested in art. Even though you guys have different interests, you guys found a common platform, and I think that is really inspiring for me to hear. So thank you so much. I wanted to ask Fayad and Sauda, how has Zero Olympiad helped you understand the Sustainable Development Goals much better?
Okay. Zero Olympiad has helped me understand these goals because when I first started learning about Zero Olympiad, I never knew anything. All I knew was a few lessons in school, maybe. They just told us that you should pick up trash and put it in the bin and so on. Even though that's important, I realized there's way more than that. There's whole, like, it's not just like one location, it's like the whole globe is worried about it. So I realized that these SDGs are really important.
For me, Zero Olympiad has helped me understand by branding SDGs with a zero concept, such as zero poverty, zero hunger, and zero carbon emissions. The competition simplifies complex global issues into actionable goals for students. It diverted me to solution oriented thinking and encouraged me to move beyond boundary. This is how Zero Olympiad helped me understand sustainable development goals. I began to understand these goals are deeply interconnected, and it helped me realize that even small contributions can become a part of a larger global solution. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry, my internet is a bit weak here. Would you do you mind repeating your answer? I'm so sorry. My internet is really bad here.
Zero Olympiad has helped me understand the SDGs by branding SDGs with a zero concept, such as zero poverty, zero hunger, and zero carbon emissions. It diverted me to solution oriented thinking and encouraged me to move beyond boundary. This is how Zero Olympiad has helped me understand sustainable development goals. I began to understand that these goals are deeply interconnected, and it helped me realize that even small contributions can become part of a larger solution.
Of course, I'm so glad that you mentioned the solution part because I think it's important for us to be solution oriented and to understand that these problems can be solved with our collective efforts. So I'm really glad that you mentioned that. And so that just building onto your answer, I just wanted to ask you, how do you think students from different countries can collaborate to solve these global challenges?
I think that students from different countries can collaborate on global challenges by engaging in virtual exchanges, joint educational or research projects, and shared advocacy campaigns. Utilizing digital platforms, these initiatives foster empathy and create innovative solutions to climate change and equality. Virtual exchange programs enable students to meet online, fostering teamwork and intercultural competency. Students can take joint environmental social projects, partnering schools can conduct shared research for instance, comparing local environmental challenges or tackling issues like poverty and hunger through shared awareness campaigns. Students from different countries can also collaborate by sharing ideas, experiences, and local solutions through digital platforms. Competitions and international programs like Zero Olympiad, like every country experiences challenges differently. So hearing diverse perspectives helps more create more balanced and effective solutions. For example, One country may have developed innovative ways to reduce waste or improve access to education, while another may have effective strategies for renewable energy or social inclusion. By exchanging these ideas, students can learn from one another and adapt successful solutions to their own communities. This is how students from different countries can collaborate to solve global challenges.
So I'm really glad that you mentioned the virtual exchange or the seminars that you talked about, because that's essentially what we're doing here today, right? We have people from the UK, all of you, and then me. I'm in Bangladesh right now. Um, and essentially, if we can create more platforms like this where more students can join from different parts of the world through the virtual exchange that you mentioned, then we will be able to foster a community where the different perspectives that you mentioned will be able to come together. So I'm really glad that you mentioned that. And I hope that this will be the first of many seminars and many discussions with all of our participants from around the world who would like to give their perspectives on the table and come up with opinions and ideas that benefit all of us. So thank you for your answer. And I think that truly resonates with me. And so, yeah, thank you. Um, Coming back to Rufada, how important is it for young people to think beyond national boundaries? Because Sauda has talked a little bit about people from different countries, but how do you think how important it is for young people to think beyond these national boundaries? And Sauda, you can answer this too after Rufada.
Okay, thank you. So I think it's really important for young people to think like beyond the beyond the nation, because climate change and there's like a lot of problems that's global, and if we work together like from different countries and beyond it, we can work together to solve these problems. Thank you.
Of course, thank you. Sauda, would you like to add on?
Yes, I do. Leadership is no longer about holding a formal title or being the loudest person in the room. It's about purposeful action and empathy and collaborative influence. As a student today, leadership means acting as an active agent of change, combining innovation and collaboration and local collaboration and action as community projects to achieve global impact, focusing on sustainability, equality, and ethical value-driven solutions. Student leadership means engaging in practical actions to protect vulnerable communities. This leadership is rooted in integrity, passion, and a long-term perspective that emphasizes empathy and collective responsibility for a better future. Especially student leadership for the SDGs is transforming passion into practical everyday actions that build a more sustainable and equitable world.
I'm glad that you mentioned the leadership aspect here. I was just about to ask that to Fad, but yeah, I'm really glad that you mentioned the leadership, because it really shows that that is what essentially we're rooted in, and it's important for us to think beyond these national boundaries. So, Fad, coming back to you and building on what Sauda has just said, what does leadership mean to you as a student in today's world?
I think leadership should be derived of many qualities, not just one quality. Like, leadership means more than just leadership. The main things I think are like you should have confidence if you're a leader, you should have management capabilities so you're able to manage someone to their strengths or abilities. And most importantly, you need to have knowledge. If you don't have knowledge, you can't lead anybody. Um, Also, leadership qualities should be about if you're leading someone, you need to lead them in the right direction. If you're just confused about where you're going to lead them, then you're never going to lead them in the right direction. Another thing leaders should have is they should be able to listen to their members, because if you're just talking all the time and you can't listen to anybody, or if they have a complaint or anything, then no one will like you as a leader. Also, the final thing is you have to be sympathetic, because if you're not sympathetic, then they won't feel special or loved, and they won't feel like they belong.
Wise words from Farah. Thank you so much. I completely agree with everything that you've just said, especially the active listening part. You said it very well. I think you've said it better than I could have phrased it. So thank you very much for that. Um, Sada, do you want to build on that? Asha, let's move on to the next part. Fayad, I'll come back to you. Since Sada, you already kind of mentioned what leadership means to you. So Fayad, coming back to you, what role do you think that young leaders should play in solving these global issues like climate change or inequality, because we keep coming back to these same topics. So what role do you think that young leaders should play in solving these issues?
I think young leaders should be people who don't just ignore all of these SDGs, even if they don't know about them. Like even a simple thing, like telling someone to pick up some litter and put it in the trash, is actually something that could change the world if you're a leader and you tell other people to do it. Then that's really good, because then more and more people will start to do it. Also, we can do stuff like you can tell schools to do things. Like for example, in my school, we plant several different types of seeds to grow like trees, plants, and other things to help maintain the ecosystem. And we also have eco warriors, and these eco warriors think about solutions or platforms for the school, so the school can lower their carbon emission or anything to help with climate change and other SDGs. We also do litter picking as well. So every weekend we get litter picking kits, and then we can pick litter in our neighborhood and put it in the bin.
Sounds like your school and your community they are, all of you are doing great work around. So you guys are all change makers in your little ways, and I find that really inspiring for myself and very encouraging. Soda, would you like to add on?
Yeah, teamwork and collaboration across countries improve problem solving by leveraging diverse cultural perspectives, specialized expertise, and varied approaches to challenges, leading more innovative and effective solutions than teams from a single location. This approach allows organizations to combine global expertise to address complex issues faster with higher quality. Culturally diverse teams bring a wider range of viewpoints, which helps avoid narrow thinking and encourages creativity. Different perspectives enable the team to consider a broader spectrum of solutions and challenge conventional wisdom. Collaborating internationally allows countries to tap into specialized skills and knowledge unavailable in one location. Teams can ensure continuous progress and accelerating project timelines. It can accelerate climate action by technology, sharing innovation, and also transferring knowledge. Sharing best practices and lessons learned by the students prevents duplication and efforts and helps countries avoid past mistakes.
Collaboration is really important, and I'm glad that you mentioned that, because that's something that every young leader, it's an ability that they must have when they're solving these complex issues that not only affect us locally but also globally. So I'm glad that you mentioned that. Rufada, coming back to you, how do you think teamwork and collaboration, because Sada has mentioned that a little bit, so how do you think that teamwork and collaboration across countries can improve problem solving?
So I think that they can improve problem solving if they work together, because there are problems across the globe, and if only one person does it, then they can only do like very little. But if we work together, then some people can do some things and other people can do other things, and together they can solve the full problem. So I think it's really important, because if you work together, then you can achieve more. Thank you.
Of course. Fayad, previously you had mentioned a little bit about the ripple effect, which is basically what you described. You said that when one leader encourages other people to do something, then they will encourage some other people, and it will create this chain. So that's essentially what the ripple effect is, or the butterfly effect, or whatever you want to call it. So I just wanted your little opinion on this. How do you think that teamwork and collaboration can across countries can improve problem solving?
Okay. Collaboration is something that's really important, because if only, like Rafaida said, if there's only one person doing something, then it's not easy to fulfill such a big task. However, if we have multiple countries together, it's really it'll be really easy, because we have lots of different people from different cultures, religions, backgrounds, and so many different things. And most importantly, some of them are rich and some of them are poor, and some of them are male and some of them are female. So each one has a different aspect or perspective of this situation. So altogether, you can create one simple solution that will help with the problem.
Of course, thank you so much. And I completely agree with everything that you've said. It truly, sounds like you're talking from experience. From you've mentioned your school and your community. So yeah, I truly agree, and it resonates with me as well. Um, Fayad, just coming back to you, what challenges do young people face in becoming global change makers in today's world?
Um, okay, something that young people face a lot of the time is the problem that some people just think just because they're young doesn't mean they can do something to the world. Like sometimes there are some children who have a brilliant idea, but the adults are just like, you're too young, and this idea probably has this fault and that fault, and you can't do this. And then when they grow up, they can prove them wrong sometimes, which is also kind of funny sometimes as well. And another thing is that some kids don't even have access to such education. There are some people in poorer countries, as I mentioned earlier, that don't have access to such education or don't have access to the internet or anything like that. So they can't really get so much information from their perspective.
Right. So it's the inequality that you mentioned. I think that it is a really big challenge, and I completely agree with you. And the age factor that you've mentioned as well, that a lot of people think that just because we're little doesn't mean, like, it means that, like, we don't know anything or we can't make change, which is a challenge that I think I see happen a lot, unfortunately, and it's something that we do need to address. So I'm really glad that you mentioned that and that you highlighted that. Sada, coming back to you, how do you think Zero Olympiad can be more impactful and effective globally?
I think the Zero Olympiad can increase its global impact by empowering its foundation in the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Through strategic expansion, deeper institutional partnerships, and enhanced actionable programming, the Zero Olympiad can enhance action-oriented move be, move beyond competitions and implementation. It can foster the project implementation phase where top ideas from the competition receiving funding and mentorship to become reality. The Zero Olympiad can also integrate specialized skill training, offer more specialized workshops to provide practical tools for addressing poverty, hunger, and environmental issues. It can also focus on localized problem solving issues, encourage students to map global SDG challenges to and local solutions. It can also develop local languages access. It translates training materials to multiple languages to break the language barriers, moving beyond the Bangla English focus. It can utilize active outreach to increase direct participation among marginalized or less exposed. It can also connect participants with career direction and research opportunities in environmental, social, and economic sectors to ensure long-term commitment to SDG. This is how Zero Olympiad can become more impactful globally.
Thank you so much for your input, Sada. We definitely will try to. If you could mute, please. Thank you. We will definitely try to implement some of the ideas that you've just given us. I really like your idea of going beyond the Bangla English kind of module and adapting other languages as well, which will make the platform more accessible to people outside of the country who may not understand English. We mainly have Bangla and English because English is a global language, and Bangla is because most of our audience is based in Bangladesh. But I completely agree with the idea that you've just gave, and I think that that's something that we will definitely try to implement from next year's Zero Olympiad Season 3. So yeah, thank you so much for your input. Finally, because we've come to the end of our live session, I just wanted to ask all of you, what message that would you like to give to our students worldwide about joining Zero Olympiad and all of the people watching today? We'll go in order. I would like all of you to answer this. So Fayad, you can go first, and then Rufada, and then Sada.
Okay, my most important message would probably be, just because you're young or you don't think you're cut out for it doesn't mean you can't do it. You have to at least try. Like, just because you can't think you do it doesn't mean you can't try. You have to at least think about it or consider it or try it at least. Because once you start trying it and you know you can do it, then you can progress far, and like really far. So that's one of the really good advice I give. Another advice I would give is that if you're a child or an adult or in any age or any gender or any background, if you can get access to Zero Olympiad, or in fact anything to do with the SDGs and learn about them, then it's actually you should definitely take the chance. Like, if you see the chance, you should definitely take it, because you can make a change to the globe. So that would be my advice. Okay, so my advice would be that if you have a dream, then you have to go for it. Like, if you want to achieve something, then you have to, like Fahad said, at least try to achieve that goal. Like, for example, if you want to be an author, but people keep saying, oh, you can't do it because of this quality or that quality, and you don't have those qualities, even if people say that, then you still have to keep moving forward if you really want to achieve that goal. Okay, thank you.
I will say, don't wait for permission to change the world. Find your voice, find your team, and start building the future you want to see. Explore your power, raise your voice, and make the differences. Zero Olympiad is not just a competition, it's a platform of completion of your knowledge. Strength and power, you'll feel that yes, your voice is heard. You can make a change for the better world.
Thank you so much, the three of you, for joining us today. I truly am inspired by some of the things that I've heard from you today, and it truly is inspiring to see that at such young ages, you guys are making such a big impact in your communities, and you're trying to join us in this platform. We definitely would like to see you on the global stage, in the grand finale, inshallah, inshallah. So thank you so much for joining us today, and good luck to all of you. Thank you so much for giving us time. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Dear viewers, I hope you enjoyed today's live session. Um, in the future, inshallah, we will have more sessions like this. And we would want that more participants would join us for these seminars and these discussions where we do talk about the SDGs, about Zero Olympiad, and everything in between. So thank you so much for joining us today. And we will see you in the next live session. Thank you and assalamu alaikum.